What's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in to episode 6 of my MX vs. ATV Unleashed Career Supercross Championship. We're going to continue. We're going to be in Tucson this week. Should be a good week. So we're just going to go ahead with this and answering your guys' questions as per usual. Let's see here. Let's run our practice laps just to get some more laps in. Let's turn down my audio here. Hopefully it's not too loud for you guys. Probably is. But Thomas Smith asks what am I most excited for about MXGP2 and what are my expectations on it? To be completely honest, I'm not really that excited about any of it. I guess if I had to pick, whoa, there's like a jump inside of that fucking corner. If I had to pick something, okay, so it's like a split line there, I think. If I had to pick something, I would say the indoor supercross tracks, indoor tracks, whatever they're calling them. But to be honest, it just kind of looks like MXGP with new tracks, which I guess is alright, but they didn't really change much of the physics. It doesn't seem like the in-air whips and stuff don't really seem like they're much better, which is a shame. I mean, that's how it goes, but oh man, dodging that Kawi, not really though. I don't know. Right now, I don't even have the money for it. I guess it comes out on Steam. By the time you see this, it's supposed to be out on Steam. Who knows if it actually will be, but I'm not even going to buy it. I don't have enough money. I just bought myself a new tire yesterday for the 450. And I don't know. I'm just not that concerned. I don't know. Just not interested. I might pick it up down the road, but as of right now, I'm just like, whatever. You know, I'm really, really not that interested in the game at all. So I guess the customization on it looks really cool. The indoor tracks look alright, but I don't really have anything I'm really excited for, to be honest. My expectations is, I don't know, just it to be pretty much the same, kind of what it seems like, and I don't know. I would like the online to be better than the first one, which I didn't even do because it was so bad and glitchy and people could just cheat their way around the track. Like, where's the fun in that? So it's not even a game that I got into in online. And of course, that's where I have the fun on MX Sim, and Reflex is online. So trying to dial down this track some so we won't have such a bad episode like last week. So it looks like we might be able to step on, step off that. Caleb L asks, let me read this here real quick. Would I play an MX game with a career series like NBA 2K? And he also said, oh, and like starting on a 65, a career mode where you like start on a 65 and stuff. I mean, I'd give it a chance. I haven't played an NBA game since like 99, so I don't even know what NBA 2K's career mode is like, to be honest. But I don't know. I think people overthink those career modes and how they think it would be. I've seen people say like, oh, you could crash and break a leg or like have an issue with a flat tire. Like, yeah, how fun would that be to be playing a motocross game and then it'd be like, oh, you have a flat tire now, you can't go fast, so you lose this race. Like, you cannot tell me you'd enjoy that. That would not be any fun. And I don't know, start as an amateur on a 50 or a 65, yeah, because that's super fun, going around the track and not being able to jump any of the jumps because you're on a 65. Like, is that really how you want to play a video game? No, you want a game like Reflex. I know people are mad about Alive that the jumps were scaled more realistically. They wanted it like Reflex where it was huge freaking jumps. So you're telling me that you'd want a game where you're on a 65 and you can barely clear anything and you're like jumping these really small jumps? Like, that just doesn't seem... Okay, I don't think you can on-off these. I was mistaken. That doesn't seem fun to me, but I don't know. They'd have to do a lot to get an actual career mode where it's like, oh, you got a call from Geico Honda, you know, would you like to fulfill this ride or stick with Red Bull KTM or whatever, of course, you know. That would be a lot of licensing they would have to do. I know, of course, MXGP did it, but for whatever reason, it seems like it's harder for them to do it over here in the United States and make it happen. So I don't foresee it ever happening, but I don't know. I would rather just get on and start racing, not have to build up my career mode and get a ride and start off on a crappy bike. I don't remember which game it was. Some game long ago. It might have been like Motocross Madness. You started and like your guy was wearing jeans and stuff, and looking back, like, that was pretty funny and all, but I don't know, just progressing your bike up and, oh, you won this race, you made $50, now you can, you know, buy suspension or whatever. I don't care that much, I suppose, and it could be really cool, it could be done right, it could be awesome, but that's not something that I'm dying to have, I guess, honestly. Let me get to a spot here where I can look at this next question. All right, we have a lot of speed. Can we on off this? Okay, we can. So I'm wrong. Again, I had to go back and forth. I need to figure out a better line through there, though. For Zone Racing asks, or he asked me to talk more about team switches that I've heard of and talk about the outdoor some. So I've already talked about it a little bit, and I know he knows that. We actually talked about it separately, but all I know so far, or not know, all I've heard, it's all rumored, is that Roxon will be leaving RCH and be going, and I've talked about this in like the past 2 episodes, so this will be repetitive. I gotta stop jumping into that berm so hard. RCH's Roxon will be going to Honda, and sounds like Honda will be possibly dropping Trey Kennard. This is one I haven't talked about yet, and Trey will be going to Kawasaki. And Jeremy Martin will be moving up from the 250s into the RCH spot that's going to be left open from Roxon leaving. I'm pretty sure that Webb will be going to the Chad Reed factory Yamaha team. I don't think it'll be called Chad Reed, of course, but the team that Chad Reed is currently on, rather than the JGR Yamaha. And JGR might not even be on Yamaha next year. I'm pretty sure their contract's up, so they could bail on Yamaha. They could stay. I don't know about that one. Why is that jump so tricky for me? What's the other one? Cole Seeley re-signed with Honda, I've been hearing. I think that's all I've heard. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all I've heard as of this time. But yeah, we'll see. Like, I don't know where Dean Wilson's going to be, you know, with his injuries back and forth. And it's kind of scary for some of these riders, you know. Who knows where they're going to end up. Will Hahn with all his injuries, not going to be sticking around on Kawi, I'm sure. They're not going to keep him around. They're going to drop him to make space for Kennard. Ooh, stretch it out. So that was actually a pretty good practice. I got that track down a little bit. I'm not saying that I'll remember it or anything, but and then outdoors, this isn't really a big deal, but I've heard that Millsaps might be going to race in Canada, and that Alessi is going to go race in Canada on a Kawasaki. Oh, that dude clipped the tough block. Very nice. We're just going to take this easy double, triple, double it, or double, triple, single, double case single. How's that sound? That works. Just grab this inside, take this line. But for the outdoors, it's going to be really hard for people to beat Dungey. You know, he's sick outdoors, just as sick as he is indoors, maybe even sicker, maybe even faster. I guess I shouldn't just use sick as the same adjective over and over. But Dungey's going to be really hard to beat. Hopefully Tomac can get that Kawasaki working for him. He's been doing a little bit better in the Supercross. Of course, he won Daytona, and people say Daytona is pretty much an outdoor race. I don't think that's true. It's more Supercrossy than it is outdoorsy. In the past, sure, but not so much now. But Tomac's definitely going to be a badass. You know, of course, he was last year, won all those motos up until he crashed in my wonderful state of Colorado. I promise you it wasn't our fault that he crashed. He's going to be awesome. You know, it's the same fast guys are still going to be fast outdoors. That's how it goes pretty much these days. You know, you don't have great indoor and outdoor riders. Like Cole Seeley might be one. I'm not really sure about Jason Anderson, how well he'll do outdoors. But pretty much it's going to be Dungey leading the pack just like he is now, and everyone else trying to run him down. Kennard could come out and shine for sure. Really hope that Tomac steps up. I like Tomac a lot, so of course I want him to do well. In the 250s, we have, of course, Jeremy Martin, who's the back-to-back outdoor champion, so it's hard to bet against him. But Cooper Webb, you know, he's had a really killer Supercross season. He's had some bad luck, some silly crashes, and that one mechanical. But he's got all the confidence. That dude's going to be amazing outdoors, starting the season off fresh, not having an injury. I mean, knock on wood. He still has a few more Supercross races to get through before then. Let's take this inside. I don't think I've taken this yet. Oh, let's not take that inside then. That's not even that inside I want to take. It's that other one, that like on-off. But, and they were talking about it on Pulp, and no one mentioned Aaron Plessinger. I think Plessinger can do really well in the outdoors this year. I really hope so anyway. He's a cool guy. Not that I like know him or anything, but he plays sim and stuff, and have spoke to him in a TeamSpeak before. So I'd like to see Plessinger do really well. Justin Hill I like a lot. I'd like to see him do well. I'd like to see all of them do well. You know, there's no one I'd want to see do bad, but definitely it's going to be between, or not definitely, but I predict it to be between Webb and Martin. Mookie could do really well, but I think he's a little bit better as a Supercross rider, and plus he's bigger on that bike, on that 250. You know, he's a big boy, and might be hard for him, like on these longer tracks where you need all the horsepower, like going up the hills of Glen Helen and on these really long starts and stuff. That see, that's a section I need to take that inside on. That he might struggle some compared to those other guys. I'm not to say he can't do it, because he's an amazing rider, but he just might be, a little bit down on power compared to them. We'll have to see, though, of course. So that's that question and answer. Let me get to a spot here where I feel comfortable to look over at my paper. Trials Bike 2000 is coming in with our next question. So we talked about kids in one of my older videos. Someone asked if Allison and I were planning on having kids. Definitely we are in the future. Want to get married and everything first, but we definitely are planning on that. So Trials Bike asked, which gender, I guess, we would prefer. And if I would want my kids to ride dirt bikes and be into motocross and stuff. So ideally, in an ideal world, it'd be awesome to have one of each, maybe two boys and one girl, but at least one of each, a boy and a girl would be ideal. But of course, you don't really get to plan those things out. Just, I guess with genetics, you probably actually can, but we will be going all natural on that, and whatever gender we get is what we get. God, that sounds so weird to say. That was a pretty sweet triple there, throwing a little whip over that. And about them being into motocross, I'm not going to force them. It'd be, of course, awesome for them to ride, simply because that's something that I could teach my kids, and get into with them, and I have knowledge about. So, we could ride together, and I could show them how to do this or how to do that. But if they're not into it, then they're not into it, and that's totally fine by me. I would, always in my family, it's never been that you just do one sport. Like I didn't just ride motocross. I also played basketball, and growing up, I played basketball or baseball, and I did track and football and wrestling. And my sisters did volleyball and basketball and track, and they rode motorcycles growing up. They weren't as into it as my dad and I were, but my one sister did actually race, and the other one rode for a while and then wasn't into it anymore. But so, it's the kind of thing, like my future kids, I would want them to try out some different stuff, like hockey would be something that's really cool. We've actually talked about that. If we had a little boy and he was into hockey, I think that'd be badass. And just the only difference with hockey and motocross is I couldn't teach my son any hockey because I don't fucking know anything about hockey. But it'd be something that I would like to get into and support. And then, anything they wanted to do. If I had a daughter that wanted to be a cheerleader or freaking gymnastics or whatever, whatever they're into, I'll be into it for them. So if they wanted to be into motocross, that's cool. Support it. If not, you know what? That's totally fine, and I'll support whatever else they do. As long as they're doing something, if they're into guitar or drums or whatever. Not just sitting at home playing virtual reality video games, because that's what it's going to be in a few years, since it pretty much already is. We killed that race, so let's take this far inside. Oh, you know what? I wasn't doing my head start, so we'll do a 10-second head start here. Next question from Mason McHughes. Did I have when I was 15 or 16 years old, did I have a career kind of already picked out that I was interested in? No, man, not at all. Even throughout college, I wasn't really sure what career I wanted to get into. Didn't really know what I wanted to do in my professional life, if you will. Just so happened that I started to really get into YouTube and social media and decided that'd be kind of cool. And then I was lucky enough to land a job where I do work with a lot of social media and that kind of thing. Not really in the capacity I would like. What I do is all right. It's a good learning experience now, but oh shit. That was so weird. That guy should have totally cleaned me out. I don't know how he went down and I didn't. I guess that's unleashed logic for you. But nah, when I was that young, I didn't have anything picked out. When I was even younger, I really was into tractors, and I wanted to, drive a tractor. So pretty much my goal was to be a construction worker, which aim high, right? But later I realized, ooh, that was a nice takeout on total accident. But that's not what I wanted to do with my life. So no, if you're asking because you're around that age and you have no idea what you want to do, don't worry about it yet. Like, I know it's pressure and trying to figure out, like, when you're just a sophomore or junior, trying to figure out which college you want to go to and what you want to do with your life, and that's really hard, and it's hard not to be stressed about it. Everyone's pushing you into it, and it'll work out. Just don't be 15 or 16 and going to public school and thinking you're going to be a professional motocross racer, and don't think that, like, you're going to be a Counter-Strike professional player. Just don't have silly goals like that. Like, if you're not going to Loretta's when you're 15 and 16, I'm sorry, but it's not going to work out for you, That's all I can say. Just be realistic, but if you don't have anything planned out yet, that's totally all right. And that whole shot was bullshit. We're already way out front. So let's pull up after this jump, and we'll just crash even better. The last question I had was from Robin. I don't know how to say this. Dubois, not sure, but we were talking about we were talking about electric starting and stuff, and they asked if I thought that a manufacturer would ever make a two-stroke with an electric start, and I don't see why not. I actually wouldn't even be surprised to find out if, like, Gas or one of those manufacturers already had one. That wouldn't surprise me at all. I don't know of it, but it wouldn't surprise me. But I don't know. I don't know. Like, KTM might with all their off-road stuff, and then Yamaha and Husky might follow. Of course, Husky's essentially just KTM. But I don't know. It seems like they're not really doing much research and development on the two-stroke because it's not the latest and greatest technology. I don't really think they would drop too much research and development into two-stroke, even if they already have electric start. I know all the companies in a few years are going to. I'm pretty sure that Honda's going to have electric start on their four-strokes next year. So even though they have the knowledge and ability, I don't know if they would waste the effort to change things up with the two-stroke when they already have a method that's tried and true, and they can just keep cranking out the same bikes without paying more money, because the pros aren't going to be racing the two-strokes besides Woods Riders or whatever. Not Woods Riders, but GNCC, that kind of riding. And I don't know. I could be totally wrong, but I don't know. Since I am a motocross racer, that's what I pay attention to, motocross and supercross. That's, of course, really all I think about. So it's hard for me to be like, oh yeah, Yamaha would totally make a two-stroke with an electric start, because to me it's like, who cares about the two-stroke? No one really rides them. So that's just my 2 cents on the matter. That's a weird jump that, like, kicks you back. But that's all the questions I had, you guys. If you have any topics you'd like me to talk about, questions you want answered, pretty much, when I stream, it's pretty much like a Q&A. Wow, fuck you, tough block. And when I do these videos, it's pretty much like a Q&A. You guys can just ask me stuff or whatever if you want my opinion on something, as long as it's something not too awfully silly. Like, what's your opinion on James Stewart? I can't stand stuff like that. What's your opinion on Honda bikes? I haven't rode a Honda in many, many, many years. I have no idea. So as long as it's not something like that, but something I can actually talk about, definitely leave it in the comments. I'll read it for the next week. And sorry I missed last week. I don't know. I just didn't record, and then it was Thursday, and I was like, oh, well, bummer. I'm not going to have a Throwback Thursday video. But what else can I talk about for a lap and a half here? So, raced Wild Rat for RMXA in my first sanctioned B race. Went 8.5 for 5th overall. I'm sure you guys saw those videos. If you didn't, definitely at least check out Day with DeeO, because I thought that was pretty good, and you can check out the whole race day. It's Race Day with DeeO is what it's actually called. The thumbnail and stuff is pretty obvious, though. And people are asking me on stream when my next race is going to be. I'm not really sure yet. This week there's another RMXA race, but I only signed up for a one-day RMXA membership. The other racing that I'm planning on doing, if I do, is going to be SRAC, which is just a different sanctioning body. It's still under AMA, but it's just a different series here in Colorado. Ouch. RMXA is more northern Colorado. SRAC is more southern Colorado from how I understand it. But they have a race in 2 weeks, but I'm not going to be able to make it to that. I don't have enough money for that. I just bought a new tire. Did I already talk about this during this video? I don't know. I just bought a new tire today, and I do not have any money. I got to save up. I got to save this next paycheck. I got to get some ducks in order, put my ducks in a row, save up some money. So I'm not going to be able to race that one. Plus, it's like 2.5 hours away from me. Oh, I did not mean to taunt, but hey, we'll take it. We love the taunts. That inside is so hard for me to grab. But probably if I do race, it'll probably be like in Aztec or Lakewood. There is another Wild Route one in May for SRAC, so I might be hitting that one since I'll have some track knowledge there, and it was a fun race, but we'll see. So I don't really have a definitive answer, but I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I had a fun time talking about everything, and freaking good race. I wish maybe I'll have to give more of a head start, because that 10-second I passed pretty dang quick. All right, do we have a sweet challenge? You've been challenged to a golf cart race on the 19th hole track. Come in first place. Yes, 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 yes. I was hoping we'd have something like this. So here we go. Golf cart race. Oh, look at this. 19th hole track. Oh my gosh. These are some gnarly golf carts though. It'd be funny if we had like someone in the back faced backwards. Oh my god, they're so slow. I love that in this game you can preload. Oh, do you see those wheels freaking just bend out? Look at them. I don't know my car terminology well enough. Is that camber or caster, toe in, toe out? I have no idea, but it's really funny. But it cracks me up on this game that you can freaking preload monster trucks and golf carts and stuff. This is way better than the airplane one though. Screw the airplane. That airplane was bullshit. Take this inside. Oh man. Oh, can you imagine those whoops in a real golf cart? Even like a hopped up golf cart. Oh shit. 360. I should get some bonus points for that. It should let you do taunts in the golf cart. Like just stick your hand out the window and point backwards. How funny would that be? All right, we got some work to do, boys. We got 2 laps to catch up to Dwyer here. Oh, OJ'd it. Didn't even preload it, and we OJ'd it. We're all right. Oh, he bounced off of that. We made up a little bit of time. Not enough, though. He bounced off of that, didn't he? Kind of looked like it. Oh, he's squirrely. He's squirrely. Oh, we just freaking, what's that car called in a police car? A pit maneuver. We just pit maneuvered him into the tough blocks. All right, we still got to be smooth, though. He's not too far back. 3 seconds. I think I'm looking at the right one. We're kind of dropping him now. I just love the front tires of this thing, how they just freaking bonk out. Damn it, that's exactly what I didn't want to happen. Good thing I had a huge lead there. Come on. Come on. I do not want to lose this last half a lap. He's right on our ass. Come on. No, no. I refuse to go out like that. Where's the freaking finish? Here it is. I'm going to try to do a taunt anyway. Oh man, I just wish you could. Whew, killed that golf cart race. So now we have the 19th hole track. But that's going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Be sure to hit that like button if you did enjoy this. And as always, until next time, guys, take it easy. And if it's easy, take it twice. And I'll talk to you later.